What is up, dude bros and dudette bros and everything else in between? How y'all doing? I want to give you a bit of satanic blessings before we begin the video. After all, it is spooky season, spooky month. So we're going to be having some fun embracing the absurdities. But what it is I'm about to talk about in this video is really absurd and really cringy, stupid, lame, and pretty much just goes to prove my point about free speech. And not very often I like to talk about my achievements or just have little badges of honor reflected on this channel, but I figured I'll do myself my due diligence and just talk about this issue around the time that I got in trouble with my school. And why does it matter? Well, let's see. I fell prey to the victimhood of Wokism. We're in 2024. This bullshit happened to me back in 2015. Oh, how great. Okay, so what happened was I was digging out, just decluttering after unpacking, and I happened to find two documents of the incident from the office. And so I wanted to just talk about the fucking bullshit and see how much things have really changed for the greater good these days. Not necessarily. Anyway, so we are in current year. This is 2024 as I'm making this video. This bullshit happened to me in February of 2015. And prior to that, I was already making YouTube videos November 7th, I believe it's 7th, 2013. So I was already engaging with this sort of stuff, and I started to see a bit of the wokeism bullshit creeping into my school, even though I was seeing it out online, and it was surreal to me that this shit was fucking happening in my life. I was seeing it, I was somewhat experiencing it, but I didn't think that I would get caught getting in trouble for the lamest, most pathetic thing of all time. And even up to this very day, when we talk about free speech, this situation proves my point. And even after the fact, with the state of Canada being under soft version of communism or some form of authoritarian, I was proven right. You see, guys, when I tell you that I'm not very well liked because I have a big mouth, I am loud, bombastic, abrupt, in your face, very passionate, and ranty. That's just how I am as a person. Can you only imagine how I was as a fucking teenager, being like that and not having a YouTube channel, just talking about property rights and being political in my own right, prior to activism even being a fucking thing, gun rights and free speech and the fucking language Nazis, Quebec bullshit as a teenager. And then I get in trouble here with the fucking school, which they made a mountain out of a molehill with, to be honest. They could have let it go, but they didn't. They chose to, dig their own grave. And, I wish I could have helped them dug it, but I didn't have that power. But now these days, I'm obtaining more power. And so when I tell you that heretics like me are not liked, even to the point where my old YouTube channel went blitzkrieg after 10 fucking years, or at least 11 years, it hurts. It really does fucking hurt, and it still bothers me. I have to restart everything because I could be giving you guys the context even a month after this bullshit had happened to me. I would easily direct you guys to the situation, but now I might have to do a part 2 to this whole fucking thing. So, us heretics are not liked. We're not liked whatsoever. And you could say I'd like to say rather, that I'm doing the devil's work for the greater good, or at the very least being an agent of chaos and just fucking around with your minds to rip the bullshit. If you guys are open-minded about it. If you're not, I'm not going to get through to you. But all this to say, there's a lot that has gone on, and even to this point with the trend of wokeism, didn't really do anybody any good. Neither did it go well with me because it was fucking bullshit. Okay, so this whole thing, what started it was my school had a student association, and my understanding of it is it wanted to engage students in creating like a, a very interesting student life experience, right? And so part of it was having to involve them in interesting projects voluntarily. And they had their own YouTube channel, and they will post videos, whatever. Now, when I say they have their own YouTube channel, I mean it's public. It's a public thing where we could see you. You volunteered this thing. Now, as you guys know, at this point, prior to this incident, I already had like 2 years of YouTube and doing rants. That's just my freaking style. So they already, they had like this little round table similar to The View, except this one topic really pissed me off to the point where it blew up in my face. For the wrong reasons, mind you, that I'm going to read here. Chances are I might have to make a part 2 video to this, but if that's going to be the case, so be it. 2 words, my friends. Charlie Hebdo. Do you remember that? Do you remember what happened with Charlie Hebdo? A secular French publication that was making fun of everybody, including Muhammad. So much that these guys ended up, these artistes, this magazine, the brains behind this, ended up getting their lives destroyed because people were paranoid and fucked up that they don't understand what free speech is. You're at the wrong fucking country. What the hell are you doing there? Whether these people were doing it in the name of their religion or if they were like, agents of in their own way, whatever the case is, that was bad news. They made a big mistake. But in this fucking panel, you had 4 people. 2 people that agreed with free speech. The other 2 were, to summarize their position, they were defending the terrorists. Now, as you guys could imagine, the awareness that I have now is not what it is that I had back in the day. This was surreal to me. This infuriated me. I was livid. I was livid to the point where I called one of them a pussy, the other one a loser. Because, dude, you're defending fucking terrorists. What are you doing? So anyways, my demeanor in this video, if you guys have seen my rants, that was more intense times 3. I've never seen myself that angry. I spent 3 hours in total recording and editing all this whole fucking thing on my own time, outside of school, in my own room, on my own channel. Those things are key. Those are important, okay? So I made the fucking mistake of showing where it is I went to school. So some rando online might have sent it to the school, or somebody who saw that, because the algorithms were a lot more somewhat reasonable than it was now. About a week later, I get a email from Ginny. I'm not going to say her last name. She is the student life advisor at the Student Services. Oh, this is where things get really fun. She called me down to the office. She needed to see me as soon as possible. And I said, well, what's this concerning? It was concerning a video that you did. A video that I did? A video that I did. So it was so bad, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that all of this shit was fucking happening. And I was already seeing her for another situation, but that thing never got resolved. I got thrown in the fucking trash and pretty much down the shitter. She ended up breaking the news to me that it was so bad. She says to me, Maiden, I don't think you realize how bad this is. It's so bad that even the director general of the school got involved. And it's like, you guys are acting as if, like, I set up a fucking bomb in the freaking school. Like, I'm so angry, I'm going to blitzkrieg this whole fucking building. Let me read to you what happened. Here's the proof. Okay? This is the bullshittery that I had to succumb to. And things were exchanged in terms of that they were trying, I looked like a mad woman. I was all over the place. I was not very clear. I was making a lot of generalizations. I called one of them a pussy, the other one a loser, and well, I was angry. And the other thing that that she tried to insinuate on me was, oh, well, Maiden, you don't know what goes on around here. You know, some people will off themselves, and you don't know if that's the case with these two. Are you trying to insinuate that I'm trying to push them to do seppuku? I'm talking about suicide bombers going after secular publications and embracing their free speech. But at the same time, this bitch was saying, well, I don't want you to stop making videos. Oh, this is going to be fun. Just let's read this together. Dear Maiden Liberty, an incident occurred in which you were accused of violating the college's zero tolerance policy for the following reasons: verbal abuse, intimidation, electronic social aggression, cyberbullying. You are therefore suspended from the college until Friday, February 6, 2015, inclusively. Sounds very authoritarian now, isn't it? Interesting. Did you guys get some nice propaganda from the Nazis? Did you learn that shit from them? Because this sounds really bullshit. Suspension means that you are not permitted anywhere on college property or to attend and participate in any college functions, which meant I couldn't necessarily go to class. So my degree was hanging over my head. Remember when I told you guys that I was doing this on my own time? Well, I'll get to that. You will have to present yourself at student services, blah, blah, blah here, and student life advisor if you have any questions. Bull fucking shit. Take that stuff and shove it up your ass, guys. And I told this girl, I was doing this on my own time. Why am I getting in trouble for this? And she says, correct, you were doing it on your own time. These are two of our students. I said, yeah, and I'm a student too. What is the problem here? What's the problem? I made a response video. That was they didn't like the way you guys didn't refute any of the things that I had stated. You said nothing. Absolutely nothing. You guys just didn't like the way I stated it. After I was done with my little week of suspension, I was called into the student services in front of the student life advisor. And she says, I think you learned your lesson. Otherwise, if we have to move forward with this, you would have to be in front of a student discipline committee. Yeah, a student discipline committee. The last time I had to go through discipline was my mom having to punish me for something I wasn't supposed to do. So if I wanted to continue in school, I had to sign, these were the following things that I had to, conditions in order to continue my studies at this college. I must comply with all college policies and rules and regulations, although you never fleshed that out for me. I will behave in a manner conducive to my academic success. I was always doing that. How was me making a video That's a video, it's a one-off. I will write a letter of apology to these two people and present it to this person, the student life advisor, and I must speak and behave in a respectful manner. I understand the above conditions and will comply with them. I also understand that any repeat offenses as outlined in the Student Code of Conduct and the Zero Tolerance Policy will result in further sanctions. Very authoritarian. Now, in terms of the letter of apology, right? You guys compelled me to do it. My degree was hanging over my head. It was hanging over my head. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean any of the things that I didn't feel bad. I don't regret any of the shit that I did. And you guys could have just let it go. Proves that even back then, even back in 2015 with this whole fucking bullshit, you guys still prove my point that what's really changed in almost the last 10 fucking years. Really. History repeats itself when you guys don't learn. Oh, trust me, I learned a valuable lesson. I was right yet again. Heretics 1, losers 0. Stick that in your fucking pipe and smoke it. Shove it up your ass, guys. I win, you lose. Peace out.